Hello, this is Kaleah, and today we're continuing our series on the twin flame soulmate connection. And I'm tying that into narcissistic abuse because so many people get involved with narcissists and believe the narcissist is their twin flame. So I'm here to debunk that myth. I've seen it a lot. I'm a specialist in working with narcissistic abuse. I've been doing this for 20 years now. And I've seen so many people that, they feel this really magical connection with this person that ends up being narcissistic in the beginning, but then the relationship goes bad, which is really typical in a narcissistic relationship because the narcissist projects his or her insecurities and pain onto the person that they're with. And the tendency, if you're empathic or codependent, is to own this, to take it on. And it's not yours. It doesn't belong to you. So, the twin flame mythology is that this is a difficult relationship because it mirrors to each of us aspects of ourselves that we need to heal and change and grow through. But the problem with the narcissistic relationship is there's really no growth on the part of the narcissist. They really don't self-reflect. They really don't look at themselves. And even after the relationship falls apart, which it's destined to do at some point, especially if you start drawing boundaries and taking care of yourself, then that relationship is pretty doomed to fail. And a lot of people are kind of waiting for that person to have their aha moment, to do their inner work, to do their self-reflection, to recognize how much you mean to them and how much they want this relationship so that they can come back to that relationship healed, whole, and transformed. So this is the fantasy. And it's the fantasy that in a narcissistic relationship will never become a reality. There's not one person out there that's ideally suited to be with you. There are a lot of people out there that you could be a really good match with. But we have to let go of this idea, this fantasy that there's only one, that we're going to find the one, and that one is ideally suited for us in every way. Now, it might initially feel like you've got a lot in common with that person, but narcissists have a way of mirroring what you like and what you're excited about in the beginning as a way of hooking you in, as a way of getting that bond between you. So it's kind of part of that love bombing stage is to mirror what you're excited about, what you like, and maybe like the same things and be interested in the same things. Or you may genuinely have a lot in common, and that's okay too. However, when we're dealing with a narcissistic person, they become abusive in that relationship. And the relationship becomes toxic as a result. So if you're on a healing journey, if you yourself are on a journey of healing and becoming a greater version of yourself, you don't want to be in a toxic relationship. So if your relationship has ended and you find yourself alone and find yourself in all this pain and find yourself addicted to twin flame video readings and things like that, it's time to take a second look at this and maybe call yourself out on the fantasy that you are likely addicted to, that this person has moved on. They move on very quickly. The twin flame mythology, you might be watching videos in which they're talking about, well, he's with his karmic or she's with her karmic partner, but is working on themselves and are going to ideally come back to you because you're the twin, you're the one, you're the special one. And gets us believing in the idea that there is a special person out there for us, one special person, only one special person, and that no matter who they're with, that we are more special to them. And you have to realize the psychopathy of a narcissist, in a sense, is that they don't think the way that you do. They are needs-driven, they are self-driven, they don't have the same emotional capacity for deep love. And most of us who kind of fall into these fantasies of the soulmate or the twin flame, we are looking for that deep love. And initially we think we find that deep love, but it turns into, that Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde situation where it's like, well, this isn't love at all. I'm being treated horribly by this person. This person is scapegoating me and blaming me and accusing me and attacking me, and it doesn't feel good at all. And that's because this person is a narcissist. He's projecting his own wounds and his own feelings of inadequacy onto you. So, this is never going to evolve to be the relationship that you want to be. If you are in that relationship, it's likely just going to get worse and worse until it blows up. And that's when the pain really begins for most of us, is when the relationship blows up, because then we really get to see how little they really cared when they just move on into the next relationship without skipping a beat. So we don't want to lie to ourselves and get lost in some fantasy that this person is out there reflecting on their relationship with us and what they could do to heal and to become a better person. That's not what a narcissist does. Yet that is what you will find if you are watching a lot of these twin flame tarot readings and things like that. They often in these readings are describing a narcissist. Do you have to ask yourself, if there's 30,000 viewers to a video and this is a general reading, how could it be possible that this reading is for you? It's general. It is telling a story. And it is often telling a story that really fits that narcissistic profile and may talk about cheating. It may talk about how that person's with a karmic partner now, and and it may offer a lot of hope, which is my concern and why I'm doing this video series, is because we're given false hope when we hook into this fantasy. False hope that this person that we're calling a twin flame is recognizing that union and is working on their own stuff so that they can come back to you healed and transformed, and you can have that happily ever after relationship. And that's just not going to happen. There are hoovers that happen where a narcissist will come back and try to suck you back in. And if you do, if you're watching all these videos and you think, oh, my twin flame's returned and he's recognized the error of his ways and everything's going to be great now, that's just a fantasy. Once again, it's really a hoover. And hoovers typically don't last but a couple weeks. And I'm talking about, they can come back with that love bombing and that adoration again, so it seems, but they can't sustain it, not even as long as the first time. It's usually really short-lived. It's usually only a couple weeks, and then they're back with that other person again, or somebody new, or they're devaluing you again, and you're still not getting what you want. So the best thing that we can do is recognize when we are with a narcissistic person and cut our losses and stop the fantasizing and stop the hope that that person's going to change and transform and be the person that you need them to be. You have to be the person that you need you to be. You've got to be the one that you're looking for. The true healthy relationship is with somebody that truly has the emotional capacity to love you. And that might very well be a soulmate type of connection. However, there are many, many, many soulmates out there too. And a soulmate doesn't have to be a romantic partner. It can be a friend, it can be a child, it can be a parent, it can be anyone. But that true soulmate connection that you might be desiring to have somebody special in your life, it needs to be with somebody that truly has the capacity to love you and that reflects to you all of your good qualities on a regular basis. This is someone who's supportive. This is someone who's authentically loving to you, and that love doesn't change. It's unwavering. It's not on one day and off the next. It's consistent, so you can rely on that love to be there. You can rely on that person to see you as a good person, not flip-flop between one day you're a good person, the next day you're a bad person. That's the narcissist or the borderline in their projection mode, where they flip-flop between I love you and I hate you. Whereas a true soulmate relationship is based on a consistent and steady love in which your good qualities are mirrored back to you on a regular basis. You're supported. You're given support for the great work you're doing in the world or the accomplishments that you're having in your life. And you look particularly beautiful one day, you're radiating, you're glowing, and that person notices and says, wow, you're beautiful today, you're really glowing today. And you get a lot of positive feedback on a regular basis. But we have to check in with ourselves too and ask ourselves, do we feel that way about our partner, about that soulmate that we're with? Are we able to show up in a way that we're consistent in our love and consistent in our support with that person? And I'm not saying we never have arguments or issues in the relationship, but that love is still consistent. It's not flip-floppy. It's not this dark, foreboding feeling that we often get when we're with narcissists. So I really invite you to look at if you might be addicted to a twin flame ideology, that you might be addicted to reading about twin flames, you might be addicted to watching twin flame videos, twin flame tarot readings, things like that keep you hooked into this idealization of this narcissistic person in your life by projecting the ideal of a twin flame onto them. That's only going to backfire on you. It's only going to hurt you. So it would be so much nicer, healthier, and good to yourself, self-loving, to hold out for a true soulmate, for someone who truly has the emotional capacity to love you on a consistent basis. Maybe it won't feel the same as that toxic wound mate, trauma bonding type of situation where the feelings are really intense because of the trauma bond. It may not feel that way, and that's actually a good thing. It's a good thing that it doesn't feel that way. You don't need the intensity in your relationship. You don't need a connection that's so strong that you're obsessed with it. You need a situation where you feel relaxed, like you can be yourself, like you can just settle in and it's cozy and it's comfortable and you can just be yourself without feeling like, what am I going to do? Not walking on eggshells. What am I going to do to upset him now? What's he doing? What have I done now? I can't do anything right. I'm a bad person in his eyes or her eyes. That's not a comfortable environment to be in. You want an environment that actually feels safe. It feels healthy. It feels supportive. It feels nurturing. And it feels loving. Now you have something to work with. Now you have a person that is worthy of you. So I hope that this has been helpful for you, and if you like this material that I'm bringing to you, please like, share, and subscribe to help my channel to be found. And thank you so much again for watching. I will see you in the next video.